Today, Mike Prater and Johnny Mallory on Sports Radio 95.3 FM and 1350 AM. The Ticket.
What's going on? Welcome back. Idaho Sports Talk, Prater the Ballgame. Thanks for hanging out with us. May the 4th be with you today. And this segment also streaming on all forms of social media for KTIK Prater. And hopefully we're not freaking them out too bad with our ugly mugs, but it's what it is.
You're a good-looking guy, Ballgame. We need to worry about me. I need to. Can I charge JP for plastic surgery? I need a face job.
Makeup department.
Not in the budget.
Come in here.
Sorry, Prater, not in the budget.
Makeup. Where's my makeup?
Oh, makeup. We could. I got some ideas for you, Prater.
Yeah, I bet
Stay
you do.
tuned, you guys, because during this segment, I'm going to hold up a sign, whatever that sign says, and you call in as the 9th caller. We're hooking you up with Goo Goo Dolls tickets coming up here this segment.
Is this
Prater.
the sign?
That is not the sign right now.
Is that the sign?
Is that the pointer finger or the middle finger?
I'm giving you the middle finger, by the way.
I like that, man. Hey, Hank Bachmeier.
Yes, sir.
College football. We're talking it in the college football hour. Quarterbacks out west, mainly the Pac-12 and the Mountain West, right?
Correct.
And we were thinking, how experienced in college football is Hank Bachmeier compared to other starting quarterbacks who are playing in, Western college football? What'd you come up with?
Well, this whole thing started with last week. Phil Steele put out his regional covers for his new college magazine that'll be out this fall. And on the Western cover, there were 4 football players. There was Chance Nolan, the Oregon State quarterback, and there was Hank Bachmeier, the Boise State quarterback. And I got to think to myself, Hank Bachmeier is a 4-year starting quarterback. In this day and age, nobody sticks around for 4 years playing college football anymore. Nobody's a 4-year starting quarterback anymore. I know Rippon did it. I know other people have done it.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there. But I thought to myself, Hank Bachmeier has to be one of the most experienced quarterbacks in the western side of college football this year, which gives Boise State a decided advantage. He's not the most popular quarterback here in Boise, but if he's a 4-year starter and continues to grow, and he's like one of the leaders in the country coming back, that has to spell well for Boise State football. Guess what my research told me, Ballgame? And I think your research told you the same exact thing. Not even close, dude. He is about to be a 4-year starter, and he's not even one of the top 5 most experienced quarterbacks coming back in the West.
Man, college football's getting old.
I'm talking the Mountain West. He's not even number 1 in the Mountain West. He's not number 1 in the Pac-12. He is about, based on my metrics, the 6th most experienced quarterback in the West, and he's about to become a 4-year starter. I'm not talking stats. I'm not talking production. I'm not talking the things that get people fired up around here when they don't like when they talk about Hank Bachmeier. I'm just talking about experience. Ballgame. I was a little shocked.
I've never been super impressed with Hank Bachmeier, and I don't think he's done a lot of stuff that would impress people to a very high level compared to what other kids are putting up in stats. The stats you see in college football today, I mean, every year your jaw drops a little closer to the floor, right?
Yes.
Guys are completing 75% of their passes now throughout a full season, not just a game. So I thought, okay, this year obviously has to be the year for Hank. Capital T and a capital Y, bro. This is his the year. And it's not going to be because, hey, he's older, and he might be older than most of these guys, but he's more experienced than all these guys. But he's not, like you're pointing out, not even in the Mountain West. Didn't you have, 4 Mountain West quarterbacks that, whether it's games started, passing attempts, games played in, Hank's like 5th in this league in experience. And again, holy shnikes, college football is old right now with this COVID year. People are still taking advantage of it. Hank hasn't even taken his COVID year yet. A lot of these other dudes did.
Yeah, maybe he can do that 2 years from now, and then he'll lead the experience factor. All right, Here's the exercise that Ballgame and I did. We went and looked at every single team in the Mountain West and every single team in the Pac-12, and we analyzed their quarterback situation. Out of those 24 teams, there are 8 teams that have significant quarterbacks coming back with experience. And I'll just name them real quick. Utah State, Logan Bonner. Boise State, Hank Bachmeier. San Diego State, Braxton Burmeister. Fresno State, Jake Haener. And San Jose State, Chevin Cordero. Over on the Pac-12 side, Oregon, Bo Nix. Washington, Michael Penix. And UCLA, Dorian Thompson Robinson. So those are the 8 most experienced players. In terms of games played, Logan Bonner is number 1 out of all those with 38. In terms of yards thrown, Logan Bonner is number 3 behind Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Bo Nix. And in terms of touchdown passes thrown, Logan Bonner is number 1. Logan Bonner is your returning quarterback at Utah State. They went 11-3 last year. They won a division title. They won a Mountain West title. I have no idea what the other 21 players coming back are on the starting depth chart. This is Logan Bonner's 6th season of football, an experienced quarterback with a great football team coming back by all accounts. Logan Bonner and Boise or in Utah State, to me, are the number 1 favorites. That streak of Boise State being a preseason favorite, I'm not sure when and where it was broken or if it still might exist. I can't remember.
I don't remember the last time in Mountain West media days where Boise State wasn't picked to win its division.
I'm going to put Utah State as the odds-on favorite there based on this exercise.
And where
today.
were they picked last year?
I have no idea.
Last,
I have
Prater,
no
as
idea.
crazy as that was.
But that's the media's fault. That's nobody else's fault. Hank Bachmeier and all these. And again, I named you 8 players. In terms of games played, Hank Bachmeier is 6th. In terms of yards thrown, Hank Bachmeier is 6th. In terms of touchdowns thrown, Hank Bachmeier is 6th. He is about to become your 4-year starting quarterback at Boise State. And we're just talking about 24 college football teams in the West. He is the 6th best of the 8 quarterbacks that are returning with a significant amount of experience.
You know, and it's weird when you hear this list. I mean, the Burmeister kid, you know, he played at Oregon, lost the job to Justin Herbert, transferred to Virginia Tech. Now he's on his 3rd school, San Diego State. Cordero, I didn't realize this, but he'd been basically the starting quarterback at Hawaii for 4 years, man. Now he's up at San Jose State. We all know the Bonner situation. We all know the Haener situation over there in the Pac-12. Bo Nix. I remember when he was starting, he beat Justin Herbert in a college game week 1 when he was with Auburn. Michael Penix won some games with Indiana. Like, all these guys have a ton of experience. They don't have a lot of experience out west.
Does
that
matter?
mean anything to you?
No, that means absolutely nothing to me. It means that they're good college football players and they know how to play. 6 of the 8 players we're talking about here all came from transfers. They're all transfers from all across this country. The only 2 that have been at their school the whole time, Hank Bachmeier and Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Why did Phil Steele put Hank Bachmeier on his regional cover of his magazine?
Hell of a question. And we talked to Phil Steele every single year, and I wrote that sucker down in my little tickler file. Okay. Don't forget to ask Phil Steele that question. Why? He put Hank Bachmeier and Chance Nolan. Chance Nolan is going to be your starting quarterback at Oregon State, but he's not listed anywhere on this experience chart. Hank Bachmeier is, but there's a whole lot of other quarterbacks who have a heck of a lot more experience. Phil Steele put it there for a reason. I'm not sure why.
Here's what I think. You know, like I said, Hank hasn't been the most impressive quarterback in Boise State history during his first 3 years as a starter. I mean, that's putting it lightly. Here are a couple of things that I want to see if he can do this year. Hank Bachmeier in his career has thrown for over 300 yards in a game 3 times. Okay. A lot of quarterbacks are doing that plus in 1 season.
Is that his fault or the scheme's fault and the offensive coordinator's fault?
Yeah, it could be. He's had a number of different coordinators, number of different lines, schemes. Sure. I mean, you can make excuses for why Hank's numbers aren't there. You really can. And I've heard them all. But I'd like to see him have a couple, maybe even 3 300-yard passing games this year. He has 10 games in his career. He's played 35, I believe. He has 10 or 25 games, I think he's played.
He's played 25 games.
10 of those 25, he's thrown at least 2 teeters. Just 10. Like, typically, he's going to throw you 1 touchdown pass per game. He's played 25 games. Only 6 of them, he's completed over 70% of his passes. Like I said, guys are doing that now for a full year. Hank does it about 20% of the time he starts. In 14 of his 25 games, which is over half, he's thrown at least 1 interception. And you talk about mobility, only 12 games out of 25. That's less than half. He's finished the game with positive rushing statistics. Now, we all know sacks in college football go against rushing yards.
That's not a fair stat.
But there's no mobility with Hank. I can't say, well, we have hope that he's going to be a little more mobile this year. No, he's a pocket passer in college football.
Agree with that.
Just a couple of numbers I wrote down there that I'm thinking, okay, if Hank is going to have the year, I don't want to have any more stats like this. I want your statistics to look like maybe a dark horse candidate for Mountain West Player of the Year. I think he needs to play at a very high level this year for Boise State to get back to double-digit wins. And, man, I can't wait to see if he does it. If he does it, it's a great story. If he doesn't, this town, and you know this, it will be him and it will be Tim Plow, and they will want Hank and Coach Plow in their briefcase, kicking them out of this town. If Boise State goes 7-5 again and Hank doesn't play well and the offense doesn't look good, you know that's going to be the two people, in my opinion, that they blame, Hank and Plow.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening. They won't go 7-5 again. I mean, I kind of see a 9-win season. Hank slightly gets better. He's not going to blow you away. Look at Hank's career trajectory. It's just he's gotten slightly better every single year. So maybe if Boise State football adds a couple more wins and all of a sudden he slightly gets better, then what are you going to do? The fans don't have any angst. They have a 9-win season and their quarterback's pretty darn good statistically.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of see somewhere in the middle. He's not going to blow you away and he's not going to stink. Real quick, and I know JP wants us to go. Utah State with its experienced quarterback. They were 11-3 last year. San Diego State with its returning experienced quarterback, 12-2 last year. Fresno State with its experienced returning quarterback, 10-3 last year. Oregon with its experienced returning quarterback, 10-4 last year. And UCLA with its experienced returning quarterback, 8-4 last year.
Okay.
There's a lot of good West teams bringing back a lot of great quarterbacks who had really good seasons last year. I don't know what that means.
Did you mention Jake Haener? Or did they had a pretty good year?
Yeah, 10-3.
Okay.
Jake Haener, 10-3.
We have news. Brett McMurphy with an article during our college football hour of all times. We love it that the Mountain West possibly is doing away with its divisions. We're going to talk about what Mountain West Commissioner Craig Thompson said on this show a few months back. But first, Prater, here we go, pal. I'm holding it up. Don't read the sign on the air, Prater, okay? He's not reading it.
I think that message was directed to you.
It was. Be caller number 9, 208-424-9300, and read what this sign is. And we're hooking you up with Goo Goo Dolls tickets. We're doing that right now. All right, JP, let's get to that McMurphy stuff, too. No more divisions in the Mountain West. I love it. KTIK, the ticket.
You're listening to Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame on Sports Radio 95.3 FM and 1350 AM. The Ticket.